mushroom jerkies. Anybody wanna anybody wanna send me? Anybody send it? Pans, mushroom jerky. Anybody want to send me some? Go ahead and do that. I'm just telling y'all. Oh yeah, you can have one. You can have one. They're very good. Oh, undo. All right, all right, all right. We're in eclipse season, and we about to do some bufo out here in these streets. What? Oh yeah. You gotta peel it. You gotta peel it. You can't put the whole thing in your mouth. That's what it was. Yeah. If you threw the whole thing in his mouth, then it's too late. It's not gonna taste good. But once you like make strips of it, it tastes really good. But don't worry about it. You ain't gotta eat no more. We don't even we're not even gonna do you like that. So welcome everyone to Detroit. Some of y'all already been to Detroit, so thank y'all for welcoming me to Detroit. Tonight we're just gonna have a casual conversation about Bufo, the God molecule, my experiences with it, how I got to it, how y'all got to it. Because storytelling is one of the best ways for us to learn, right? Astrologically, since I got, my students is up here dominating on the front row, y'all go ahead and dap each other up, both of y'all in the intermagic, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have some astrology in it and like all the mixtures that I do, because we're gonna need more sorcerers, like Baba Kalindi said. And snake venom is definitely sorcerer training, right? So whether you are taking the bufo, like as the person receiving it, whether you are the person administering it, or whether you're the person helping with the integration on the other side. Snake venom has opened up. Wow, I love snake venom. I don't keep talking about it, right? Bufo. I should have put me in sincere on the flyer. Please make sure y'all send this out to at least 5 people if y'all listening, and put your city and state down. I'm OE Son, Team Taurus. We in Detroit. We do have a packed house tonight. It may get loud, so y'all just pay attention. All right. Bufo. I was minding my divinely guided business in 2017, and I was 47 years old and was of the sense that mushrooms, acid, and LSD was the same thing. And had only smoked weed and done cocaine and opium and heroin and some crack, but never had done mushrooms. I was like, well, mushrooms there's no way. Psychedelics? Oh no, that's for crazy white people. I'll never do that. This is when I was 47. Now this is yes, that's right. Ain't scared of crack though. Not definitely drinking Hennessy. Have definitely drank more. What is that? No, Hennessy and Alizé. I know I've drunk more than Hennessy and Alizé mixed than everybody in here. There's no way that y'all have drunk as much. Listen here. And so 2018, a year later, I'm doing mushrooms. 5 grams golden teachers with my doctor. That's how the thing takes a quick turn. And did not ask the dosage because I trusted the person I was with. So the trust sometimes is even better than the dosage, but it's really the trust beats the dosage, because most people, when they take mushrooms, they're not asking how many it is. They're just saying, hey, this is somebody I trust, so I'm going to just go ahead and take it. But we still should always ask the dosage. Be clear. Tomorrow, if you're doing ceremony with me, you'll be getting 100 milligrams. You could call it the Mike Tyson dose, because it's the same thing Mike Tyson got. All right. There are different layers of dosages for a bufo. I was trained at the deep end of the pool, I call it. Minding my business. I see the 5 grams. I do that. Then I go back down. I go backwards because I think it's like weed. So I go by 1/8 and split it. Then I split the 1/8, so now it's 1.75, 1.75. I done sold more weed than y'all probably smoked before too. So I got scales at the house, so I know how to like break things down. So I took the 1.75, cut the TV on, and I was nice and relaxed. But it was nothing near the 5. I was just like, what is this? Did these mushrooms work? They don't work. Then the Atlanta Institute of Tantra had their Tantra Fest. And after that, the second day, you could do mushrooms after the whole thing was over. And I think he gave me like, he was giving everybody 2 grams. I was like, I done took 5. I was like, give me 4. So he gave me 4 grams and nothing happened. To nobody in there. It was like 12 people. And it didn't affect nobody. So now I'm thinking that my 5 grams was an anomaly. Mushrooms is a whole joke, right? It's just that, whatever. And so now that's my 3rd time. So I took 5 grams, then I took 1.75, then I took 4. So I done already had 3 trips. I go back to my doctor. He says, go ahead and do 7. You already, but I went back to him and then I did 7 with him. And amazing, right? When sitting for somebody, comfort is everything. Bean bags, comfy blankets, you know what I'm saying? Making sure somebody's comfortable. And the comfort is not for the ceremony, it's for when the ceremony is over. Everybody think like, well, should I just lay down and go to sleep? Or should I do this? Bro, this is for when you're done. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going to have time to come in here and put nothing up under you. You're going to want to, after what you about to go through, you're going to want to land safely. All right? When you get off the damn Batman, Superman ride at Six Flags, you want that joker to come in and have a nice, easy stop. You don't want to slam into the brakes. You want to come in there and just be like, ooh. Then you exit to the right and people get on at the left. So after I did my 2nd time with 7 grams, my doctor, Dr. Amsu, was like, oh, you don't need nobody to sit for you no more. Go ahead. And we need to grow mushrooms. How we going to grow mushrooms? I can't even grow plants. He said, oh, it's a dude named Kalindi up in Detroit. He got a video. Kalindi got who's Kalindi? So now this is like the beginning of 2019, probably January. No, maybe like December 2018. And I type in Kalindi and I see the guy and I say, wait, he's the African martial arts dude. So I go back and I have come to find out I had talked to Kalindi probably 5 years before that, but not about no mushrooms, only about the martial arts and how I wanted to interview him on my radio show. He never said a word about mushrooms. And so then I looked on his Instagram page and he had a big pan of mushrooms and up on the bottom it was like, coming soon, grow class. And I seen General Firewater like it. And I called General Firewater and cussed him out and said, why didn't you tell me that Kalindi was into the mushrooms? Why you didn't tell me you knew something about the mushrooms? Because Firewater's my dude. We talk about everything. But you didn't tell me that you was messing with the mushrooms. He was like, well, it's kind of underground and I ain't know, you ain't never said nothing about it. So, I said, why you ain't said nothing about Kalindi? He was like, everybody knows Kalindi does mushrooms. I'm like, I talked to this dude 5 years ago. He was right there in my lap. Bam! Hang up the phone, call him there. Give me that video. Give me that video. Give me the video right now. So he sends me the video. I watch the video. Every time he gets to something, I stop and I order it on Amazon. I put it in my thing right there. The jars, everything. I ordered everything right then. And so I started growing mushrooms February 2019. And so now I'm growing mushrooms at the house on the little, if you want that video, holler at your boy, just DM me. We still have it. And I started growing mushrooms and it's just like, it taught me patience. That was the first thing. Like, this is not going to happen overnight. And am I doing it right? Because my psyllium moves differently, right? Then the mushrooms started coming. Then I dried them out. Then I took some and it was mine. Now, by this time, it's February. We right around April. Kalindi says, are you coming to Detroit to do the toad? Well, my doctor was like, you need to see the toad man. You see the toad man. Because he had went down to Mexico with Kalindi for Fruit of the Gods. And what they do down there is toad in the morning and mushrooms in the evening. You do the toad in the morning, then you catch the bus or the little thing, and you go up the mountain, and then you go to see the other mushroom priestess, and then she hit you with the mushrooms at nighttime. That's your whole day. Man, talk about it, right? But he hadn't stopped. But he hadn't stopped talking about it since he got back. So he's just like, you already done the mushrooms. You already done that. Now you got to do the toad. I ain't done the mushrooms like 3 times, 2 times. What are we doing? Like, wait, come on, come on, come on. Here come Kalindi. You coming to do the toad? Guess so. You know what I'm saying? So I pay my deposit, and I like, yo, I'm coming to Detroit to do mushrooms. And I was like, when is he coming? And he was like, May 17th. That's my birthday. So I'm like, this is my birthday present. And then Firewater calls and starts talking about Yi Ming Zhu. Because Baba Kalindi at this time is also talking about the transdimensional crystal. So I was just like, oh man, yes sir, yes sir. So on one of Baba Kalindi's trips at a very high dose of mushrooms, he had traveled beneath the Planck level. So everything that you see in here, glass, the oxygen you breathe, the bread, the temperature in here is all part of a larger illusion ran by these quantum computers down beneath the Planck level. And at a high dose of mushrooms, Kalindi was able to access them. And some of these places on the way down is almost like abandoned cities, but the city is the size of a state or a galaxy, and the lights is off. So if you can make it to that place and turn the lights on, it's finders keepers. So Kalindi was moving around one time and turned the lights on and found the location of this huge crystalline universe. Like, it's 120 pounds, it's this big, and then he comes out of the ceremony and goes and finds it, and come to find out, he looking for it and the Vatican looking for it, because it's a magical object. So it's 15K. So he's like, yo, everybody put in $1,000. I need 15 people. We're not doing no GoFundMe. We're gonna do this and keep it in the family. And what you'll do is you'll take 20 grams of mushrooms in front of this transdimensional crystal, go wherever it's gonna go, and then when you come back out, you're gonna report your findings to the community. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be $6,000. Another 9 people. So if you go in, when you come back out, we want to know what's the message, because you ain't gonna be doing 20 all the time. So then when it's his turn to do 20 and he come back, everybody first off, you can be like, yeah, nigga, what happened? 'Cause I already know what I seen. So we putting part of your puzzle, but your part of the puzzle could have been we're gonna engineer this app. His part of the puzzle could have been like, we gotta wait 4 months, or we gotta move right now. You see what I'm saying? Because you could go to so many different places. There's places of peace, places of war, places of wealth, but it's gonna depend on where you at in your spiritual practice, where you get to allow it to go. That's a big thing people don't know. There's no need to compare your experiences with somebody else, because mushrooms, toad, bufo, snake venom all let you know where you at in your own spiritual practice. You studying astrology, it's going to affect you differently than somebody that's not studying astrology. You got a Yi Ming Zhu, it's going to affect you differently than somebody who doesn't have a Yi Ming Zhu. So get to Kalindi's on May 16th. Grab a purple Yi Ming Zhu, my first one. $600 for something no bigger than a pearl. I mean, a marble, a tiny. And I was like, that's all you getting. That's what I told myself. I said, that's all you getting for this birthday. That's it. You getting this, and you're getting this, and you're getting this, and you're getting the Bufo. And the Bufo was $250. I was like, damn, I done spent $850 to get high. Well, that was because Kalindi had talked Jerry down to making it affordable for brown people. Because Bufo normally, when you go somewhere, is like $1,000 a pop. So how he got down to $250 is between grown folks. I don't really have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But he knew that the people in Detroit were not going to be traveling around the world, because he met Bufo in another country where he met Jerry, and he was the only person from Detroit. So he was like, yo, come back to Detroit so brown people can have a chance to experience the God molecule. And that's what this whole thing is about. They call it the God molecule. DMT, NN-DMT that wrote a book called The Spirit Molecule. Right. 5-MeO-DMT is called the God molecule. Nancy, NN-DMT is called spirit molecule. 5-MeO-DMT is called the God molecule. And there's a book that goes along with it called the God molecule. There's also a book called the Bufo Alvarez Codex, CODEX. Yes. So that's the manual for coaching people to one day be animal venom practitioners. Is that what you would call me? I'm a medicine man. You know what I'm saying? I specialize in astrology. That's my main medicine. And I mess around with the Bufo and the mushrooms. They all go perfectly well together to me. If you want something else, just a lot of people you can see, right? But I believe in staying in my lane, and I get my Yi Ming Zhu the day before my birthday. We go to Applebee's, and I'm sitting across from Kalindi and beside Dr. Jerry, and my lady's on the right. So I'm in hog heaven. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm in here with these legends, and I got Jerry pinned in the corner because at the lecture, he said, this particular lecture that we picked him up, me and Sincere didn't have to go get him. There's another part of the story when he came back in August. Man, an Aquarius on medicine, always be careful. Always be careful. They're very unpredictable. That's Uranus. And just don't even worry. Huh? An Aquarius, because they're unpredictable. So they could be late, very. But they coming, and they had nothing to do with, they had all plans on being on time. It had everything, but life just was like, let's just spin your ass around like a bumper machine for a little while. You're supposed to be there at 6:30, 8:15, something like that. And you calling the whole time saying I'm on the way. You know what I'm saying? The Uber canceled. Everything can go wrong is going to go wrong with an Aquarius medicine person, right? So the next day I go in and have my first experience I come in and Sincere is sitting upstairs. And he thought he was going to go, but he took a microdose. So he took a microdose, and Jerry was like, you can't have nothing on your stomach. Somebody's at the door, guy. It was like, you can't have anything on your stomach when you do Bufo. So the meal before Applebee's, I call that my last meal. So if you want to eat tonight, if you're doing ceremony tomorrow, then that's the last meal that you're going to eat before you. Mike Tyson says he died. Okay, you don't die because we would have been shut down. Okay, and I'm almost at 300 ceremonies and nobody's died. Now, if you say you feel like you died, I cannot deny that because I'm not going to tell you what you felt like, right? But did your heart beat? And we had to resuscitate you 0 times. Okay, and the people that have passed away. It's right now only 2 recorded. It's only 2 recorded deaths, right? And neither one of them was Dr. Jerry nor me. So my teacher, we don't have any deaths on our thing, and that's the good news. I meet Sincere, and then some kind of way I was going second, and I'm sitting down, and it's already 20 people there already. People on the back porch. People out in the kitchen, in the den, and I'm just meeting people and talking and dapping people up. And all of a sudden, the guy who went before me, he came in from Chicago. He comes up the step, and somebody's helping him up the step. Jerry's assistants help him up the step, and he's just looking like he's seen 10 ghosts. His eyes is all big like this, and he doesn't talk to anyone. He's just looking like he's just barely going. And so they was like, okay, he's just going to go in here and lay down because we was about to get up, let him sit down. So he goes in the bedroom and lays down. That things kind of get quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's like, sheesh, look how he looking. He was first. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? And all of a sudden then she look at me and say, oh, you're next. I was like, oh, I just got here. Oh. Well, you on the you got the 10:30 spot, right? Yeah. Well, come on then. I'm gonna go down here and reset the room, and I'll be right back. So they ain't everybody looking at me like, oh, it's you then. It's you. It's you. Are you going next? Big tough guy. I'm waiting for somebody else to go again. I want to have time to sit down. I want to talk to the dude, come out the room. I want to ask him what happened. All the things that y'all be asking me. Everybody wants to know everything. Like, yo, what in the world happened? What was the first thing? He just came out the room. Let me ask him. No chances. I only get a chance to talk to him. Go downstairs, take Jackie with me, right? Go downstairs and definitely afraid, not nervous. Let's just be clear, okay? I was not a tad bit nervous. I was afraid. That's me and my black belt. That's me and all the times I done been into fisticuffs. That's me and all the times I done had a gun in my face. I was afraid, okay? Yes, that as with Rosicrucian and Freemasonry training on having confidence and all this stuff and coach thousands of people and giving them confidence and inspiration, I was afraid. But I knew that one thing, like a roller coaster, ain't nobody died. So let's go ahead and get it over with then. You see what I'm saying? And good gracious, you know what I mean? That's when I learned I was so happy about my breath work. I was so happy about my breath work and that I knew how to slow my breath down. That was the key to making sure I had the experience that I had, was making sure I could slow my breath down and calm down and relax. And Jerry was very trustworthy. Oh, back up one night when we got there, I had never met Jerry before, and the first thing he said was, I write down he said, in my records, when I write down people's ceremony, I always write down what phase the moon is in. And Jackie tapped me on the leg like this, and I was just like, what? Because I've been doing a course called Moon Magic 28 for 10 since 2011. I've been coaching that program, Moon Magic 28, and now here he comes talking about, yeah, I'm tracking the phases of the moon. Well, most people are tracking them wrong because they're only looking at the new moon and the full moon. What about the other 6 phases? So he kept talking about it and kept talking about astrology, and I was just like, I'm looking at her like, did somebody say something to him that I'm here? And so when we went to the restaurant and he was sitting beside me, I had him just hemmed up. He was inside, he couldn't move. And I got to press on him about, what do you know about astrology? What do you know about moon phases? He said, nothing at all. I just know they matter. I don't know anything at all. I just know they matter. And I got to get more into it. So he's already written down in the codex that you need an astrological reading. I was like, well, tomorrow, make sure you get the time, because then I'll be able to see the rising sign. So my first time I did Bufo, it was 11:11 a.m. on May 17th, 2019. So I can go back and look at that chart and see that was a birthday. That was a rebirth for me. Even if I failed, or even if I didn't inhale it right. So wherever you go, right, get your time, especially if you're studying astrology. If you don't know it like I know it, still get the time. So when you do know it like I know it, you'll have your time, right? And when you start sitting for people, that's important, is to write down the time. Cambo, snake, bufo, mushrooms, everything you put on. When you hit that skin the first time to burn for the Cambo, that's the chart. That's the chart. Look, what time is it? 7/11. 7/11, October 28th. That's when your Cambo's ceremony started. Not when you put it in there. You already have, you know what I'm saying? When you open that gate, bam, that's a new chart. And so, you getting some? You getting?
I just got it. I said I should have got the time. I just got it.
You can think kind of back though. Was it in the morning? Was it? He does most medicines in the morning.
Yeah, it was around like 10:30. We sat there.
So now you got an hour. Now you got at least a 30-minute range. So you could just zoom back in there and get close. Close is better than nothing. Anything beats bust. Anything. What? I spend 10 grand. I don't want to make 10,001, but it's better than me losing the whole 10. You see what I'm saying? So I take the Bufo, right? and it's at the very end. It's at the very end, and all these answers is coming, and I want to tell everybody in the room these answers that I have. And all of a sudden, Sunyata, who taught me Tantra and martial arts, and where I met Miss Debbie at, who turned me on to the astrology, here his voice comes. I'm about to just take the covers off and start telling Jackie, write this down. Da, 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 da. Same way, it's kind of almost like your experience at the end, not the beginning. But at the beginning, mine was similar to yours too. And so I hear Sunyata's voice said, don't spoil their surprise. Don't spoil their surprise. And then I went straight from about to tell it to giggling. The giggling. I just started giggling because that's what he used to always tell me. Zip your lip, Jazz. Zip your lip. But that was my nickname before Oye, before Kair. He was like, zip your lip, Jazz. Zip your lip. Zip your lip. So now he said, don't spoil their surprise. I was like, damn. I had to go all the way through what I had to go through to get that. Then you're gonna have to come through here. It's in here, but it ain't like you think. So I ain't gonna spoil your surprise. It was worth the ride. It was worth all the shaking up at the beginning, right? And so I don't really remember a lot in the beginning, but I stand up and it feels like I've done 200 hours of yoga. I can bend over, I can touch the floor. It feels like I just got all my ligaments have just been stretched out, elongated. It is just going crazy, right? And Jackie is looking at me with her eyes open like, and I done got up and I'm just all, you know what I'm saying, touching the floor with my palms and showing off and shit. And she was just like, I was like, what's up with you? She was like, you don't got nothing to say about that other stuff? I was like, what you talking about? She was like, that language you was speaking. I said, what are you talking about? Yeah, and your feet all up in the air. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I hit the pipe, I fell back, shit got fast. She was like, no, brother, that is not, no, that's not how quiet, that's your story. I said, that's what happened. That's what happened. She was like, no, that's not what happened. And so I was like, what happened? And she just started talking about some language was coming up out of me, right? And so when I got upstairs and seen Sincere, he says, I was screaming so loud that everybody upstairs stopped talking. Everybody upstairs stopped talking. I'm in the basement of Kalindi's house, and I'm, according to his take, screaming so loud, everybody else like, oh, he the second person? You know what I'm saying? He the second person?
Because we was back to talking again.
He couldn't know because he ain't going at all.
Right. So I was just up there kind of, so we was up there kind of like this, and all of a sudden, and we all just like, and he did it like, we kind of just like.
So you had already done mushroom like regularly and stuff.
Oh, I had to do a mushroom.
So this was like totally like out of your.
Yeah, I had never done total. Yeah, this was total.
And he had seen me, and a couple of other people had seen me on some of my YouTube videos and stuff. So they was just like, he's a solid ass dude and whatnot, down there screaming. You know what I'm saying? And channeling some language. And Jerry didn't record it, you know what I'm saying? But he took pictures, right? So I was just like, a language coming out of me. But there was some things, you know what I'm saying, that I heard in my head, but I didn't know that I was uttering any of them, right? So I go upstairs, and now I'm dapping up Sincere. Now he's telling me where he know me from, and he's telling me, God, you was down there screaming. You was down there screaming. Then he's giving me his report. And so the next person is about to go downstairs.
Oh, man. I throw something in.
Oh, you was there.
I remember this, but let me tell you the first thing that I seen. He's coming out the basement after all of the screaming. Baba Kalinde was in the kitchen. I don't remember if he was getting some water or whatever it was. However, Baba Kalinde
was at the sink standing right there.
And he was feeling so good. He comes up, and I don't remember what he said to Baba. But he attempts to hug Baba and pick him up, okay? So he walks up and he asks Baba, who? him around everything and goes to, and when I said I'm sitting in the living room watching it, so I'm the only person that sees this. He said, "Oh, Papa," and I'm watching. He was like, and Papa was standing there like, and his feet, it wasn't no. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going, now this is not a small guy. Papa ain't big. He ain't small. I'm to this day trying to figure out how the hell did Papa do that. I was like, oh, this first class is real. Like, and Papa was just like, and then he just kind of hugged him and let him go. All right now.
All right now. All right. All right.
I ain't moving. All right now.
No, that absolutely happened because when I came back and then after Senyata gave me that message and said nobody it was like don't spoil their surprise. Something just came over me and it was just like, oh, Kalinda, you set this up for me?
Yeah.
I was like, I just started screaming his name out. I started screaming Kalindi, just screaming his name, just screaming his name. So when I come up from the basement, he the first one I see. So I'm about to bear hug him and get him up off the ground, which is not hard for me because I know how to lift somebody up. But what he did was rooted himself. He rooted himself.
Very well.
So, which we talk about in Tai Chi, but it's not limited to Tai Chi that you can root yourself like a tree. And it absolutely felt like I was hugging and pulling on a lamp pole, a metal light pole, because it was not nail budge. It wasn't. It was like all futile attempts, looking crazy. But now I'm just close up on him, and he like 6'5", looking down at my little 5'7" ass, and he was just like, he just looking down the top of my head. And I just looked up, so I recognized the technique. And he was like, all right now. And then I just like, okay then, and just backed off. And I was just like, man, anything you ever need, you know what I'm saying? And so my flight is leaving at 2. So now it's like 12:31 something. And Jackie says, come on, we gotta get to the airport. I'm looking around, I cannot find my shoes. I cannot find my shoes. And I'm looking for my tennis shoes, right? And so here comes old funny ass dude named Ahati Baba Kalindi Iyi talking about, you so high, you forgot you ain't had no shoes on when you came in here. You know what I'm saying? But I did have shoes on. So he was starting to clown me on how high I am. He was like, you still high on that toad. What you mean you can't find your shoes? Everybody got their shoes in one place. And I can't find my shoes. And we're just going downstairs. Jerry can't find them. I'm looking for my shoes, and can't find the shoes. So I came in with shoes on and left barefoot. Left barefoot. Left with no shoes and went right around the corner to this Payless, and they was having a closing sale. Payless, it was 70% off, and went in there and got me a pair of like swimming shoes that you wear at the beach. And after the discount, the price came up to $5.17, and it was on my birthday. And I was just like, damn. But I put the shoes on, and all the shoes I tried, they were hurting my heels. And it was because in Bufo, you could be a roller, you could be a Buddha, or you could be a screamer, or you could be a kicker. I was a kick screamer my first time, meaning I'm kicking. Yeah, I mean, I'm kicking and screaming, but
You just kicking your legs like straight up or something?
straight up in the air, straight up and dropping them down. Boom! Just drop them down. Boom! But you can't feel it. But you can't. But yeah. Or maybe even because when you because you ain't got your shoes on because you're in Kalinda's basement. You don't have nothing on there. You know what I'm saying? So even when you finish the adrenaline, so when people be like, "Yo, what happens?" You've been reset. You've been like all of your cells. You know what I'm saying? You've been reset, and you just feel like Superman. I feel like the yoga. I'm just like, wow. Leave out the house with no shoes on. I'm trying shoes on in Payless. I was like, it must be these cheap shoes because my heels was so killing me. and got to the airport, dog, and was walking like a damn crippled almost. By the time I got to the airport and was walking with these little shoes on, the back of my heels, man, I'm just walking. I'm clear in the head. I'm not, no hangover, no nothing. I remember the whole experience, and my feet is killing me. So as an astrologer, what do? This is a Pisces affair. Pisces is the last house, the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces represents the 12th house, and it's ruled by the feet. But the last house is the final house of transformation. And that's what I said. I was like, I brought this back with me. It's an indicator to pay attention to the transformation that I'm in. So you have to, so it's not just the ceremony, but what physically did you bring out, just in case you didn't remember everything. This was the beginning, and like I said, since I got that purple Yi Ming Zhu on the day before, and I did Bufo the day after, my life ain't been the same. My life ain't been the same. I didn't get to stay and listen to nobody else's story. No, nothing. I didn't get to compare. I had to get on the plane. You know what I'm saying? I was chopping it up, and somebody else went downstairs, and I think I might have heard them screaming, but I had to go. So I didn't get checked. And the dude who was first, he left to go back to Chicago driving, and he had took my shoes.
That's what happened.
That's where my shoes was. He was wearing them, and so the only shoes that was accountable was his. And so Kalindi was like, "Hey, he's already gone. He took your shoes to Chicago. He already up the street." Because I texted him, and he's already gone. He said, "Why don't you wear his shoes?" And I was like, "I ain't gonna never walk a mile in nobody else's shoes." That was my lesson. It was like never walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. Start all the way over. I was like, yo, this shit is such a transformation. They damn took my damn shoes. You know what I'm saying? And I had the little cushions in there with the little magnets up under there, like cost $40. He was feeling great. You know what I'm saying? Shoes already broke in, all of that. Because his shoe did fit me. He did wear a 10, but I wasn't putting his shoes on. You know what I'm saying? And so 3 months later, Jerry invited everybody to come to Mexico to meet the toads. He was like, "Come on down, man, meet the toads in Mexico." But I was like, my bread ain't straight. So about 3 months later, my bread got straight, and I was like, I want to come down to Mexico and meet the toads. Anytime Jerry asks you to go somewhere to, just want to let you know it's a setup in some kind of way. All right? Even if he don't mean it to be a setup when he originally is asking you, it's absolutely going to turn out to be some kind of setup. But it's going to be to your advantage, but he's an Aquarius, so you can't predict him. If an Aquarius give you an invitation, you know, get there really early and have your insurance paid up. You know what I'm saying? A couple of extra dollars in your pocket. And your emergency contact form filled out. You know what I'm saying? Just in case. And so he said, yeah, I'll be back in Atlanta. He said, I'm not even in Mexico now, but I'm coming back to Detroit because Kalindi wants me to do more ceremonies. And for some reason, I just kept being pulled to this energy. And I was like, and I left it alone. And I was like, well, if I can't go to Mexico. And something said, man, ask him, does he need some help? Ask him, do he need some help? And I was like, he did it told for Mike Tyson. He's been around the world. He's doing told for the people at Apple and Google and all of this. Little old me, you don't even know me. I'm just an astrologer. And I was just like, do you need some help? He was like, as a matter of fact, I need an assistant. Would you consider being my assistant? Which always goes back to the rule of the streets. Closed mouths don't get fed on the boulevard. You don't say nothing, you don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? In relationships, when you go do a ceremony, you didn't ask, I'm going to do Bufo. No, nigga, is it synthetic? Because he better vehemently deny. He should get upset too. Come on, somebody try it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Somebody ask me. Go ahead.
You going to be serving synthetic?
What the fuck wrong with you? That's how you supposed to see the dude supposed to respond. He supposed to be offended. What? Why would you even ask me shit like that? Synthetic. Is your mama synthetic? But if it's not like that, and if it's all right, do it again.
The Bufo you serving this weekend is synthetic.
Let me think.
I won't be there.
No, I left that in Atlanta. I brought y'all the
you do
real.
use synthetic. I still ain't got it.
What you mean? If you say yeah, think about it.
It's
You
about synthetic.
right. So you don't want the synthetic because the toad sleeps underground for 9 months out the year.
Doesn't sleep in the desert.
However you want to categorize it. He's underground for 9 months and then he comes out. But in his 9 months, he's steeping. Just as if you're making wine and some things are steeping or the bacteria is changing. He's also soaking up the 22 tryptamines that are only in the Sonoran Desert. So now you got the tryptamines along with the 5-MeO-DMT from a healthy frog in a healthy environment that's been meditating / sleeping for 9 months. And he only came out for 3 months to reproduce. And so he came out to have sex. So he's well rested, big and fat, and it's June in the desert. So it's hot. So now he comes out and he wants to make love. He done got his or she done got hers. He's just so much easier to catch at nighttime to milk. So where does the venom come from? They catch the toads at night and they milk the toads, but not like a cow. The pimples are on the back of their neck or on the back of their body because frogs are juicy. Frogs taste good to their predators, right? But there's a lot of different frogs and there's a lot of different predators. So toads, frogs, wolves like toads, and wolves like small, squishy things. Dogs, all of that, bears, bobcats, they like tender things. Rabbits, squirrels, whatever that's tender that they can catch. They don't start with frogs or toads, but hey, if I'm hungry, you can get it. Well, guess what? The Bufo alvarius toad says you can get it too. You bite down into this if you want to. So he bites down into that and the venom secretes into their mouth, and then they have an experience that they will never, ever, ever repeat again in their life. So the Bufo toad doesn't have a lot of predators because they went back and told it.
So,
Yes.
when they milk it, do they like set it free? They just like milk it and or they?
No, because what we want to do is the medicine that Jerry does in Mexico. He has a toad ranch. So he's put some ponds in there because the Sonoran Desert, people have started selling the toad on the black market like they used to do cocaine. And so also the desert, the forest that they're in, the government has let a highway come straight through it. So the toads have been crossing the highway and getting ran over by cars because that's how people do. I'm out here on some alcohol, I'm driving. Oh, there's a frog, let me see, can I hit it? Well, you just shitted on somebody's supply of Bufo. So Jerry built a wall between his ranch and the road. So the toads can't get out and get to the road. So he's saving lives just by building the wall. So he's created a sanctuary for the toads. And so you're saying, hey, the money that I get from you for the toad, I use that to go back to Jerry. That helps the sanctuary. So if you're coming with me, it is the real deal. They are healthy. Some of the toads he's had relationships with for 14 years.
Wow.
Right. Knows them. And so that toad has been providing medicine for him only once or twice in the 3 months because you only milk it once or twice during those 3 months and then you let them go back down.
Which means once or twice a year.
Once or twice a year. So the potency is sky high, sky high, sky high. It's higher than that, really, but that's just all I got for you right now. Okay? And then if you take the toad out, so now for those in the listening audience, ask them, yo, where's the toad? So if he says, go ahead, ask me.
Yo, where's the toad at?
Still in Mexico.
Okay.
Then try it again. Ask me again.
So where's the toad that the medicine came from?
He at the house in Atlanta. I got him up under a light. You know what I'm saying? I got him up under a light in one of them little things that you got that you used to keep your snakes in. I got me one of them. Why you shaking your head? That's right, because it ain't got no tryptamines in it. And I'm milking him once a month.
And it don't have its natural habitat. It don't have its natural diet. It don't have natural source of water. So it's not going to give you the same medicine.
And he ain't been meditating because the light is on all the time because
And
I
it can't
think,
go underground.
and yeah, he can't burrow underground because I got him in a box. But I'm telling you, I got told. So that's why it's about questions. Where does it come from? Is it synthetic? Where's the toad at? Is he okay? You know what I'm saying? When you catch the toad, you somebody has the holding a piece of glass above him, and they take it and bust it like a pimple. And so then the that secretion spits up on the glass, and then they put it out in the sun the next day, and that's all you're consuming. It's toad venom and sunlight. Now, this part Jerry either didn't know, yeah, he didn't know this part. What does the sun do, class? No, what does the sun do, period, all the time? Tomorrow, in the rise, shine, heat up, provide energy. Oh, good. He's getting warm. You want to put a guess in on this? He's the closest. So, information. The sun provides information. It's downloading trillions of gigabytes per second. That's why early morning sun gazing is the trick. Then you get to double it when you go to the water. Because now you're doubling the intake because it's reflecting off the water. That's Jesus walked across the water. That's the sun rising. That's Heru coming across the horizon. Safest time to meditate is the first 2 hours. So now the Bufo been catching all of this set together. Information all day. In the desert, what's the average temperature? 104, 107, 109, 114. It's baking out there. So this Bufo has sunlight from outer space along with this reptilian venom, sacred serum, self-defense mechanism. So why would we take that? Because God put it there for us, because in a sacred place. Something that's rare is sacred. But we don't treat it like that because we want the synthetic. Because since it's got psychoactive properties, and I'm a psychoanalyst, and I can have, I'm big pharma, and I can sell it and make such and such as soon as I can get the chemical compound of it. Let's find out. Oh, wait a minute. These toads are only in one place? They're going to run out.
That's what I was going to ask next.
What?
Are they good?
They're going to run out.
Yeah.
They're on the brink of extinction. So the work that Jerry's doing on the sanctuary. So this is why we be like, it should be packed every time we have a toad ceremony, because you might not have none. You might not have none in 8 years. But this experience could change you from where you're going to be at in 8 years.
Toad is right behind peyote. It's not in front of it.
Peyote?
But mescaline cactus.
Oh, I've done both. I'm going to have to go with the 5-MeO in the front.
I mean, as far as
rarity. Yes, rarity.
How long it take to grow the peyote?
Right, and what are they doing? Trying to rape the desert to get all the peyote. But in deserts. So in deserts, the things grow slow.
It's like 10 years.
Yes.
What about Jerry's farm? Will he be the last person to have them?
We hope not.
Yeah.
Because Octavia has a farm and Jerry has a farm. However, to keep it a buck, you can make so much money with synthetic toad or toad, period. Because like I said, in most places it's $1,000 a wop. The billionaire who was on Mike Tyson's show, when the billionaires was coming in for a weekend retreat with 1 or 2 toad sessions, was $20K.
What?
$20K worth every dime.
For synthetic?
No, for the real.
For real, okay.
Yes. Right. So, he wants all the toad for himself. But the toad can't produce but so much in a year. So you stressing the toad by the way you want to get on it. So that's why the integration of this experience is so important, because this might not come around again. You can't just be like, well, I'm going to just keep waiting. When I run out of first off, he's only milking the toads once a year. So that's June, July, August. Second week in September, toes is gone. They already gone back up under there. Plus, he finished milking them anyway. Now, that toad medicine got to last whoever's getting it from Jerry the whole year. Yes. Now he does have some help. So like if he's somewhere else and the toads come out, he got some cats that stay on the farm or that ranch that they know how to milk the toads and collect. So he already has a system in place. But he would also have the corner on the market. And so if he started charging $20K per session and you had to come to the Sonoran Desert, that place in the world would now economically boom because all this money would come there if they did it right. But they went to Oaxaca and raped Oaxaca when they found out about the mushrooms, but that was in the 60s. Now they're raping it again. They're taking the toad, right? So we want as many people to at least experience it because we don't know how long they're going to be. So we're not going to play in the future. We're going to play in the now. But because we so used to comparing marijuana and mushrooms, something that you can grow a little more readily to, because it's still up on the entheogenic category, but it's rarer. So you better get it when you're going to have the opportunity. So when somebody asks me, well, do you think I'm ready? Or which one you should do first? If it was me, my new answer is do the rarest one first. Because I can get you some more mushrooms. And I might have, enough toad for you right now. But if these 6 people right here say, yo, we going, like I only have enough for 8 people tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back to the A. So the lady who was on the phone with earlier, she was in Chicago, like, I just don't know. I want to do it. I'm thinking about November the 6th, but I don't know if I can come all the way to Atlanta because I ain't coming back up here. And he's just getting his beginning training. He could be comfortable giving someone told after he watches all this. He may be like, I need a couple more. I'm coming back down to the A. I want to see you do this some more. But I'm also wanting to bring in people on toad who now can later assist me. Because I use the same formula for toad like Baba Kalindi did for the mushrooms. You can't sit for nobody if you ain't done it. So tomorrow he's my assistant. Why? Because he's already done it twice. So I'm not letting somebody else come in and be my assistant, and you haven't experienced it from the inside yet. You see what I'm saying? And so, and at 100 milligrams, not 25 or 35. I've heard things about those doses. They're cool. We call them micro doses. Can you have an experience on it? Sure. But it ain't the same as 100 because dosage is the name of the game. Now, there's nothing wrong with a 35 milligram dose, but we like to, Jerry and Sincere and now me, we like to pull the veil all the way back so there's no doubt. There's no doubt. So if there's 100 milligrams in there and you don't inhale all the way like I want, then you might have inhaled 85 milligrams. The party is started. You know what I'm saying? But we want to get you to singularity. So singularity is when Jerry says taking Bufo is like diving into the heart of God. Freebase jumping into the heart of God. You know what freebase jumping is? You scared as hell looking down there at this little ass piece of water. It's nice and deep down there though. But up here, your brain is like, this is dangerous, this is dangerous, this is dangerous, man, this is dangerous, this is dangerous. You jumping, what the fuck? Splash! Shit, I ain't even dead. The fuck? I was scared as hell. And then what that saying you say? Phew! Phew!
Especially once you jump off and instead of going down, you go up double as fast as you would have went down.
Well, he's really hiding part of it. You really go in every direction faster than you've ever imagined. So just imagine, whatever the fastest roller coaster that had the fastest drop on it that you've ever been in your life, the fastest one you've ever been on, 10 times that, and then go in every direction at the same time. And we'll have something close to what the experience is like. Which is why we say, welcome to Bufo Airlines. Please, please, please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle until it comes to a complete stop. To come to a complete stop. I know what you're going through. I understand. I understand all that foul language coming out your mouth. I understand these heart-wrenching screams. I understand. It's okay. It's all right. There's water at the bottom, though. There is water. There's a deep-ass cave in that splash. Yeah, when you get there. Now, how long is it going to take for you to get there? Man, that ain't none of my business. I really can't really. Or yours for that matter. That's not even the concern to be worried. Don't try to hold on for the splash. Don't do that. Don't try to be like, come on, water, come on, water, come on. Don't do that. Or come on, breakthrough or something. You ain't got to worry about that anyway. That's really not even a possibility. That'll never happen. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to anyway. And this, since you're inhaling it, this is a lung meridian medicine because you're taking it in through the lungs. And the lungs has different chambers in it. And this is why when we inhale, like all these yoga teachers I ain't talking about some.
Are you at the fork in the road of life where you know you require specific strategies that will uncover what's next? You've done some spiritual work, but still can't quite figure out how to apply those principles practically in your life. Ready to emerge from the shadows of inconsistency, confusion, and stagnation, and baby, head into the doors of clarity, prosperity, and everlasting peace. Well, listen to the vibrational frequencies of my voice and feel its healing powers. I am Mayet Ajay-Ib, and honey, I've been where you are. At Internal Growth and Wellness, we create a personalized path for healing, restoration, and individualized evolution. So head on over to www.intgw.com and let's get started on your personalized plan today.
Hey, yoga teachers, deep inhale does not mean this. That's a high chest inhale. Okay? So everybody, if you've ever been somewhere and you saw somebody say, take a deep inhale, and they did this, you saw their shoulders go up, that's called a high chest adrenaline rush breath. Okay? We're not wanting to bring an increased adrenaline because Bufo don't like adrenaline. Look at your neighbor and say, Bufo don't like adrenaline. Bufo don't like adrenaline. He finds it offensive. Bufo's very monogamous. Okay? Marijuana's poly as hell. Get down with everybody. He don't care what it is, you know what I'm saying? Scandalous as cocaine, all the way to Bufo. He wouldn't give a damn. Hey, and he's well accepted all the way across the board. But that's it. That's it. Cannabis Mary the only one that can do that. That can go all the way across the board. Bufo, don't bring no tobacco over here. Don't bring no nicotine over here. Don't bring no food over here. Don't even bring no mushrooms over here. Don't bring no LSD over here. Don't bring no nothing else. It's just me, boo. She one of them chicks.
Me and you.
Just me and you.
What's the response?
Of following instructions? I really don't like to be getting into that. You know what I'm saying? I really like to go on the high side. Me personally, I don't know, maybe it's because of how I tell stories. The people that come to me, they all follow the instructions. You know what I'm saying? But I could tell, because I didn't know about the nicotine, you know what I'm saying, and the Black and Miles until a young, beautiful lady, but she was kind of heavy set, had been walking around nervous outside smoking Black and Miles. She drove up from Alabama to Atlanta. She smoked blacks. She was in a kind of crazy, relationship, that there was a lot of unsureties and stuff. We've all been in relationships where we wasn't sure about something, and now it was her turn. She probably like the 8th person, and it didn't go very well. You know what I'm saying? Because she tried to stop it, and her philosophy was, I'm just going to go outside. And she was about 260. And I was telling you yesterday, that first time when you inhale, you got to inhale, hold it, blow out, fall back. So sometimes some people just may react physically. Some people may not react at all because they went to Buddhist consciousness. Some people's already screaming, kicking. So this particular time, nothing happened. And I had to go to the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom when we was lighting the pipe up. So I had already been holding it, and I was just like, let's just get her in, and I'll just step out. There's two people in the room. It's me and Jerry. So boom, she lays back. I'm going to the bathroom. Now at this point, I'm probably at about 55, 60 ceremonies. So I can kind of predict what's going on. I promise you the bathroom is closer than where that television at. I go to the bathroom, I exit the door, go to the bathroom, use the bathroom, wash my hands, come back, open the door, and Jerry is getting tossed all around the damn room. She is just slinging his ass all around the mother sucking room, and he's holding on to the shirt like this, right? Come here, help me, get her, help me, help! The fuck is this? What is this assistant shit I signed up for? The hell is this? Where they say I ain't seen this in none of the writings. I done read the Codex book. What happens when the damn the lead person is getting tossed around like a rag doll? I ain't got time. Super strong. Super strong. Oh, super strong. I know that's probably another reason why they're making it synthetic. Because this stuff right here gives you all the confidence and takes and removes but the thing is, it removes your desire to do physical harm to yourself or others. So people who are suicidal who take this, they no longer want to do harm to themselves. But the Joker still got superhuman strength and looks very aggressive and wants to do what they want to do. And they feel they're right. So she feels she was right for leaving the room. Now, mind you, we're not at our house. We're a really nice house, Sincere. And for some reason, because of the first couple of people that went and we didn't have any incidents, we had this big 80-inch television that's all the way up against the wall over here. Well, not now because Jerry's trying to keep her from the TV. So now I come in and Jerry's tossed over here and I just say, calm down. But now she got the long coffin nails. She got the fresh set of coffins too. So I just swoop behind her. I say, well, we can't use like no vicious martial arts. Let's just subdue her and get behind her. And now I just put her in a wrestling move and I was like, please stop, please stop, please stop. And now she's gouging at my arms, trying to make me let go of her. And I was like, yo, stop doing that. Don't do that, yo. Chill. So now I got to take her back down to the ground. I take her back down to the ground and now I'm just like riding her back. The Joker coming right back up.
What?
She coming right back up. And it's strong, dog. I was wrestling 165, 170. I used to have to wrestle niggas like 220. She's coming up stronger than these dudes. She's coming up stronger than these dudes right here. Goddamn Jerry is like, hold her. What a great guy. Good old Jerry. My homeboy. You shut up. Right. He not sincere size. No. So now she's trying to leave the room, and for some reason she had took her socks off, and she done found the socks, and she's putting the socks in her mouth. And I'm just like, what are you? I have no idea. So now I got to get the socks out of her mouth. And I'm at somebody else's house. Mind you, what if I'm at your house and you're way up in the front, just entertaining people, and you don't know this shit is going on? You know what I'm saying? And I want to keep it that way. I want to tell him about it that night. I don't want to tell him about it right now. And I don't want him come running down the hallway. But what can't happen is she cannot leave the room and go down there where he at. That's what can't happen. You know what I'm saying? And so your sitter is in charge 1,000,000,000%. Keep your arms and feet inside the vehicle until it comes to a complete stop. She helped us craft that rule. You know what I'm saying? Because the ride wasn't over. And all we kept telling them was you was going to have to wait it out. I mean, it's going to be over, but just we can't make it go no faster.
So she just wanted it to be over. She just
Yeah,
wanted it
yeah.
to be
Make
over.
it
That's what
stop.
she.
I'm leaving. And then her boyfriend is a prison guard. And he's not interested at all in doing none of this. He thinks we're all strange, and for some reason he won't come inside.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, he drove her up from Alabama because we was like, yo, let somebody else drive you home. You know what I'm saying? Or at least stay an hour afterwards. So she's trying to get to the window now to scream for Reggie.
Oh.
Where was you at, Ghost, to help me? See what I'm saying? There you go, reflector ass cat. He don't even. That's on you. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Right. I feel you, but you're right. He didn't have nothing to do with it. So now we got to keep her from getting the window down. She trying to pull the window down and scream for Reggie. And Reggie, we know Reggie got a gun in the car. What? A black police prison guard from Alabama? Absolutely, he got a I'm just going to take a urination break and walk back in on all of this. Pull a little Jerry, little tink tink, And then, so this is Bufo. You know how like some entheogens go like, they kind of go like this high and then down like that. Bufo just peel back straight up off and then float you down like a feather. Just float you down like a feather. It doesn't come straight back down. It floats you down like a feather when it wants to. When it wants to. It's going straight up. Up. Then it bends at the top and then it starts to come down like a feather, just nice and comfortably. Slowly, comfortably, the best thing you've ever felt. I don't care what type of oral sex you like. There's nothing compared. I don't care 2 women, 4 women, 2 dudes. I couldn't care less. There's nothing can compare to this. Nothing. Nothing. No love that you felt from somebody. No orgasms. No nothing. You know what I'm saying? The comfort of being placed down and all of your barriers of love gone. No barrier to love gone no more. And so at that point, you can tell, because her wanting to get out of here, we can tell when the feather started rocking. She started calming down. You know what I'm saying? No more screaming, no more trying to get out of there. I'm looking at Jerry to cuss his ass out. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass up.
Did she remember doing all that?
Yeah,
Did she remember doing all that?
A little bit of it. And so when she finished, she was highly apologetic. You know what I'm saying? She was just like, I was just so nervous. Right. And she was like, I was just so nervous. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why I smoked all them Black and Milds today. You did what? Yeah, I smoked Black and Milds. For some reason, I don't want one right now, though. Like it's just a bad taste in my mouth right now. I said it's a bad taste on me too. All of this is bad. All of this is bad right here. So no tobacco when you're coming to do Bufo Alvarius. If you're on here and you want to do some Bufo, go to thebufoguy.com. Thebufoguy.com. Fill out the form. Thebufoguy.com. Fill out the form. You're also going to go to a page where all the videos are with me and Uncle Jerry, whatever you want to call them. One of Sincere's videos may be on there on his post interview. Okay, post interview of his thing. We don't record your ceremony because you're not going to be able to relate what happened on the inside, what you see on the outside. If you insist, I'm not going to be like you can't, but I'm not recording it and keeping it somewhere where I can be like, look, y'all. Have you seen any videos of me posting of someone doing something? I've had ample opportunity. I got them all up here. But for what? You know what I'm saying? It's really about the last thing we ask you before you go in is may you always remember. We don't want you to white out. We want you to remember as much as possible. An integration of having two people who absolutely are not going to tell you whatever you're about to say didn't happen. That's one thing we're not going to say. We might hit you with the wow, whoa, ooh, oh, ah, but we're not going to be like, yeah, everything you said happened because we've been there. We know. Now your story ain't gonna be nothing like mine. That's the other part. Now I'm getting this other unique story from that dimension. So it's almost like the Palantir Stone that Baba Kalindi was saying. When you go in on your 20, when you come back, share part of your journey. And so for me, sitting for people in Bufo, watch them get to singularity, watch them almost get to singularity, watch the people not get to singularity, but still have, these amazing experiences. Because singularity is not the only amazing thing that can happen. Because singularity is also, it's a result of your practice because you've been looking to submit to what you're chasing. If you're on the spiritual path, you're chasing something. When you finally see it, you're going to have to submit to it. You can't put your arms around it. You know what I'm saying? What am I chasing it for? What is the martyr doing? The martyr's trying to get into heaven. Why? So I can worship God harder and faster. The martyr thinks God is somewhere he got to go catch. But then when you realize that God is everywhere, now you're just like, let me submit to everything. And nobody, especially no black women in Detroit, have ever submitted to everything. Never. And that was how, because, no, but I'm going to tell the story. Because that day when I came back, later on after Sincere, the sister came and no, my fault. That day, 80% of the people were either screaming, what the fuck, or make it stop. That's just a common thing. Make it stop. But also 90% of the people who came were women. Dudes, bruh, I'm looking for y'all. Hard body. I get so excited when a man says he want to do some Bufo. I get so excited because we so hard. Because we had to be, because the women made us hard. You got time to be crying. Not just my girlfriend, but my mama and television and being scared somebody gonna call you a bitch ass nigga or what. So you done build up all this hardness. And then your girl is hard. So now it's two of y'all hard. And just be like, yo, when do we get a chance to ease off the stretch of the rubber band? Because you're always stretching. That's always tension. Even when you lift weights, they tell you got to let the muscle contrast again come down before you pull it back and stretch it again. You cannot expect the muscle to grow up under constant pressure. It's got to come back down and have a reset. You see what I'm saying? And then on the reset, you can utilize how far you want to stretch it. It's up to you. I've been able to stretch further in my consciousness and my spirituality since Bufo, since the entheogens. But I don't want to stay that far stretched out. I go 6-8 months between Bufo ceremonies. I don't need to run back in there all the time. I'm fine. I'm clearly cut. Firewater ain't been but one time. I don't know when he gonna stop expanding.
I was gonna say, like, how often
You can go as often as you can afford it. That's what I say. You can go as often as you want to afford it. If you go to Mexico,
That's what I would say more so.
if you go to Mexico and you do Bufo training with Jerry, you're going 10 times in one day.
Wait, what'd you say?
You can tell her what I said. 10 times in one day. Because 10 times changes your DNA. So I have 7 more times to go. It becomes a part of your DNA, just like the cobra. So when he started explaining, him and Nighthawk started explaining, this reptile is about to combine with my DNA and lend me some of its attributes. So one of the attributes of the toad that is healthy is chilling, and most people don't know how to chill. You don't know how to let something pass you by. What'd you do about the storm, Toad? Same thing I did about the last one. Nothing. Hey, I heard it was about to be an all-time high today outside. It's gonna be like 147. What you gonna do? Nothing. Joe Biden is in office, and you think that Donald Trump is going to run again. Nothing. Nothing. I think nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in here thinking about me. Ask me about me, though. Oh, my nigga, my gene keys is going crazy. My human design is berserko. This other thing I'm messing with over here, the bones, is just going crazy. What? When last time you took Bufo? About 6 months ago, 7 months ago. It's moving so fast, I ain't even had time to pull back over. I wanted to do Bufo before I came back up here. But if I can train him, when I train him, now he can sit for me. But he ain't never watched from the inside. You know what I'm saying? He been on the inside, he been to watch, but now he got to come out and see it from the other side. You know what I'm saying? And some of it's just going to be through observation of maybe how I act when something happens, right? No, I'm not training a whole bunch of Bufo people. This my dog. If you want Bufo training, I can put you in contact with Dr. Jerry. I don't know if it's 5,000 or 5,500 or whatever. I can put you in the game on that. But do not call me for no one-on-one because you're not my dog. That's that. You would have to come from the basement for me to be like, I do this. Plus, you ain't got the pad. So this is already, he the founder of the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. He already got all the other animal venoms. Why not his homeboy, his dog, show his dog? You know what I'm saying? So if you would like to be trained, what you should, because somebody should be able to, because the other part is when somebody asks him what lineage you on, he going to be able to say Jerry because Oye taught me and Jerry taught Oye. He going to be able to trace it just that easy. So if you want to do Bufo with somebody else, I don't have no problem with that. Just ask them who taught them. Ask them where they got it from, how long you been doing it. Now, if they've been doing it a long time, and they were like, yo, this kind of was self-taught, after about 100, they're going to start figuring shit out. But if it's less than 20, if it wasn't sincere and Joker had less than 10 experiences, I'm good. I'm good. Not by yourself. You better have somebody else in the room. No, because there's too many circumstances that could go down. You know what I'm saying? And too many nuances. I'm almost at 275, like around somewhere. Yeah, I'm almost at 300, you know, and astounding every time. In my life, what it has helped me, it is being a sitter. It has increased my humility. It hasn't increased my wealth. It has increased my humility and my patience and my compassion, because I've seen some people come through with some of the worst stories, you know what I'm saying, of things in their lives, of the trauma. If you stay in America, you got trauma, white or black, it don't even matter. You got some kind of trauma. But people who probably get to me, that shit is compound. He done been all in the war and all this other type of stuff. I can feel that energy coming off of him. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to understand something, but all of a sudden got to heal at the same time, and then being pulled in 720 degrees of direction and can't keep up, you know what I'm saying, and all this other type of stuff. Somebody needs to be there. It's about safety, and as we say now, harm reduction. Harm reduction. Because I seen somebody do this with a new person, and they was like in an apartment complex, and the bookshelf was like right there. Like the bookshelf was right here, and they was doing Bufo right here. This is how it started. And I was like, what y'all about to do? Because I'm watching the video. I was like, what y'all about to do? Because it was my homegirl. Because she was in Texas, and she was like, me and Jerry was in Dallas, and she came over to give me a ride to the airport. Jerry was like, I got enough for one more dose. She was like, I don't think I'm ready. So this is another part too, when you be talking about you don't think you're ready, right? She had the money. Dr. Jerry was there. We had one more dose. But don't look at the dose and how much it costs. How much is your safety worth? How much is your safety with an expert worth? So she didn't do it. Year later, I'm backing down in Dallas. She said, I need to show you something. I said, what? She pulled the phone out, hit play. And it's like the girl is telling her to sit on the floor. I said, what am I watching? She said, I'm about to do Bufo. I was like, where? She was like, right there. I said, it's a bookshelf right there. The back door is right there. It's a chair right here. What you mean you finna do Bufo? Y'all finna move stuff around? Because she acted like she's sitting you down. She was like, nah, just watch. I said, just watch. I said, just watch. Now, it was a white girl with some purple hair and had a little shaker. I'm already upset already because Dr. Jerry didn't have none of this shit. He got black hair. He ain't got no shaker. I'm already. He's himself. He's there. He's there as himself. You see what I'm saying? He's there authentically as himself. You know what I'm saying? And now here you are. Yeah, you got the little shaker, the rattler and stuff, and she got the Florida water. I didn't get no Florida water, none of that. I didn't get none of that. What are you doing with it? I'm still looking. I'm still looking at the phone, right? Just watching the video, and then so Jerry has a prayer that he has memorized that we say this prayer. We say the prayer right before we go in, right? He has it memorized. So me, I have to read it. I ain't got it memorized yet. The prayer itself almost makes me cry because of what it induces. It's calling in nature. It's calling in all the gods and goddesses. It's asking for forgiveness. All of this before you start, right? This joker holds up a piece of paper in front of my homegirl and tells her to read it. So just imagine I turn to you like this, and I got the pipe right here. No practice runs, and I was like, okay, read this. I was like, what the fuck is this? What are you doing? I just wanted to smack. I said, please tell me you didn't. And then she starts reading, and I was like, God damn, I'm feeling so bad for her now. Because you had the best. You had the nigga who'd been around the whole world, done everybody. Then you got me.
Now you got purple head Florida water.
Who got you with the shaker over here by the bookshelf. Then she had some candles on the bookshelf and on the floor.
Oh, okay.
So me now.
I'm getting close to the phone. I was like,
I'm all on the phone. I'm all on the phone, right? I'm all on the phone. Who that? Trill Prosper. So I don't know. So I'm on the phone looking, right? And so now she puts the Bufo up to her mouth for her to inhale it. And she goes, inhale, 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 a little more. Like no telling her about dosage. What's the difference between poison and medicine? The dosage. So the more you inhale, the more the dose you're taking. The less you inhale, the less dose you're taking. So the dose matters on when I tell you how long you should be inhaling, how long you should be holding it. So now she's taking it, and then it looked like it was about 5 seconds. Then she tells her to hit it again, which we never do. There ain't no breaks. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, hit it again. And then she says, just sit there. And so she's sitting up. We'll never do that. We always got comfort. We're always comfort, first class. Yeah. You just go on and just lay back, just relax. Just go ahead and surrender. No. That's why I say don't be watching them other videos where people be standing up and stuff. Don't do that, yo. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. It ain't safe. We harm reduction. You end up on the ground anyway. Why can't we just start on the ground? In a nice large area. No. Right over here by the bookshelf with the candles. Then all of a sudden, so I was like, so now my friend is sitting up. I'm just watching. I was like, so I'm about to look at her and I was just like, dang, you made me do all this? I said, that is terrible that she got you prepped like that and ain't even nothing happening. She was like, keep watching. I was like, what? I looked back down. Now she just, slowly is about easing back, and all of a sudden all hell broke loose. And I'm talking about she's thriving, she's rolling, she's damn kicking. Now here's the girl is probably 5'4", $135, skinny white girl with purple hair. Florida purple water is about with the shaker is an olive oil. It's an olive oil. And Wami, what is going on? Wami, why are you? I'm trying to tell a story. Ghost, what's wrong? I'm trying to tell a story. So, yeah, it's bad. And so, but my friend, I like them thick. You know what I'm saying? So she thick thighs, she thick everything. You know what I'm saying? She's like a nice 190, 5'7", you know what I'm saying? Just thick everywhere, just like I like him. Ah! And Olive Oil is trying to hold down Megan Thee Stallion. And my friend is not even trying to like get out the room. She just tossing her just because. And I am pulling for her at this point. Now I am. Get her! Get her! No closer, and the bookshelf comes down. Yes! 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 Kick that motherfucker again. Yes! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, you getting close to the back door now. Oh shit! Oh shit now. Oh, you getting close to the back. Oh wait! It's a candlestick. Oh, you kicked down all 4 candles at the same time. Yes! 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 Go ahead, girl. And she's looking at me like, are you crazy? I'm like, this is the best shit I ever seen on television ever. Cause you whooping her ass. She deserved for you to whoop her like this because she's not trained. I want that video. She still has it. I mean, but I got to try to be like, babe, can I use this for training on what not to do? Here's the one, and I try to block your face out. I get me some good editing where we block your face out. But really, she's moving so fast, you can't even see who it is. And the white girl, all you see is the hair, and she's trying to grab the Florida water. She moves through the screen, and she's going back through the screen over here. She's sliding back all through the screen. You know, huh? She can't, for what? The shaker can't make you sit still. She trying, yeah, she trying. She holding on. She trying to get back to the Florida water. She trying to put Florida water on her hair. She can't put the top back on the Florida water. It's just all, yes. Now she started sweating. You know what I'm saying? And this shit was the funniest and most tragic. She didn't hurt herself. You know what I'm saying? But I was so happy that she whooped her ass. That was the best ass whooping. And knocked down the bookcase. And knocked down the bookcase, kicked over all the candles, like made a complete mess, like chairs and stuff. Just fucked up the whole corner. Just everything. I was like, but who does? Like, and the dude filming is her friend. He is in total panic. He's never seen no ceremony whatsoever. He never stopped recording. No.
What are you doing?
He moving out the way. He moving out the way, trying to record. You know, he over here and stuff.
That's a hell of a cameraman.
It's a small room, so he got it. So you getting, that's why don't stop recording. So we getting all angles. We getting all angles because they done came over there where he was at. So yes, and he just holding the whole thing. So here in Detroit at the pad and in the ginger room, we don't have anything like that. Okay, we just we don't do. No.
He's the type who would see the biggest dude in the world come in. He's like, "What up, little fella?"
Right. Yes, but the look in the eyes though is not little fella. He might say that to him before Bufo, but not after Bufo. Cause that 5-MEO give you superpowers, you know. Hey man, hey, calm down, chill, yo. Come on, man.
You all kind of big.
Just go back to the mat, man. Just go back to the mat. Then you start pleading. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny to watch when somebody can be in another dimension, but still can hear your voice. You know what I'm saying? But this is also the important thing about not influencing. I don't want to speak to you while you're in your experience. So in the training, we don't speak till we spoken to. You know what I'm saying? So when this, even if we think it's over, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be at some point where you're going to come out and say something. You're not going to be able to, or you at least want to just look around and be like, is this for real? One of the two, you're looking for some acknowledgement or something. Am I back in Detroit? Or where are we? What time is it? How long was I gone? All those type of stuff like that. For me, the most humbling thing in doing this work has been messages that people have given that has something to do with me that it was impossible for them to know. I've got some of the most intimate messages in the last 9 months in my life from total strangers. Because I met most of these people on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Or they knew a friend from a friend. And then they started seeing other videos, you know? So, or they watched a video of me and Jerry, but whatever. It's from strangers that I don't know that would say something about their journey that popped me in my chest and was like, hey, you said what? What the hell? I was going through that shit like 6 weeks ago. What the fuck you talking about? And then follow. It'd be so wise. Wisdom is something that you follow, not be like, nah, man, hell no. What? Mm-mm. I want to say too, Yiming Zhu and Bufo. In my research, while I collect data, my degree is in professional history. So I take data the way Jerry taught me, plus the way I learned in college. So my shit thorough. That's why I use this iPad, because I can keep all my stuff and load it to the clouds. I used to write on my phone on this other app, just everything. But people doing Bufo, with Yiming Zhu, it is a considerably different experience than people without Yiming Zhu. Not that if you don't have a Yiming Zhu, your experience is going to be lesser. It's just that this is a Yiming Zhu is like another living and breathing, light-bearing entheogen, and is combining and letting the toad, because the toad is like, what is this that you have on your body? That's too many clothes. So nothing tight. You ain't got to start off naked, but don't come in there with nothing tight. No yoga pants, none of that. All I'm comfortable. Use some jogging pants or some shorts, wife beater, no bra. Don't just, you can do all that later. Don't come in there trying to look like something. I got my hair all wrapped up like when I'm going just to an Oshun ritual at the river. That shit don't mean shit to Bufo. Bufo don't care nothing about your head wrap, none of that. You about to go?
I gotta go. Yeah, sorry, y'all.
All right. Thank you. See you in class. And so, yeah, Bufo doesn't care about your head wrap. It doesn't care about your jewelry, your earrings, your eyelashes, none of that. It's about getting to the point to see what do I need to do a reset while I'm in here. And I'm gonna find, and in my research, I call the God molecule the love molecule. Because they say God is love. And we all have barriers around our hearts. And the common denominator is how much love people feel when they finish. And Yiming Zhu needs what to activate it? Sunlight. Oh, Bufo got sunlight in it. It needs meditation. The Bufo been underground for 9 months, as you say, meditating. And Qigong. Qigong is breath work, deep, slow breathing. So now you're getting the double down on all of that. And then you're boom. Think good thoughts, speak good words, do good deeds. Why wouldn't a person be able to think good thoughts? What's the number one hindrance from a person thinking good thoughts, speaking good words, or doing good deeds? They attach to something that's non-loving. They're attached to something that's non-loving. That's the only way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel I need to protect myself from something, which does lead back to fear. So now I'm not going to speak good words. And now we play dozens with each other all the time. You know, your mama's so fat, such and such. You call that a beard? That ain't nothing, son. Your edges ain't even growing in. You got a bald spot. Why don't you cut that? Listen to LeBron James. How many people condemn this dude, this billionaire, because he got a receding hairline? We don't got nothing else to talk about. That shows society. Go ahead, Kevin Durant. Why don't you cut that off? What does that got to do with anything? You can't speak good words, do good deeds because you ain't got no love in you. All that stuff sprouts from love. Love can be poured into you. But if you got something blocking you from love, how can it pour into you? It can't. So now you're void of love. So it's harder for you to do good deeds, speak good words, and think good thoughts. Now Bufo got it where now that's all you got left is space for good thoughts. Now, if you came into the situation you are really, I don't know what's gonna happen because you got a lot of energy and you young as hell. But people in different areas, they react different ways. So like there's been some people that just go into the Christ mode and just fall back, and I just be like, did I give them enough? Was there something wrong with that batch? You know what I'm saying? And then they come back and just be like, oh man, I apologize. I'd be like, what you mean? I ain't even take no notes because you ain't give me nothing. You just laid there the whole time. Well, I don't apologize for the screaming and the jumping around and all that stuff that I was doing. I said, what you talking about? They was like, nah, I was just screaming my head off. I died 3 times. I saw such and such. Sir, you ain't moved. You hit it, held it, blew it out, fell back, and we thought you took a nap. And now you up here apologizing like
For your actions.
for your actions that you was doing. I was like, I appreciate it, but still ain't no need because according to my records and my assistant, you've been right there the whole time inside the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? But now you're able to come back. Now sometimes you want to know like watching somebody's breathing. You know what I'm saying? Because their heart rate is going to go up. When the heart rate is going up, that's they're calling adrenaline. Because when you're afraid, you get into fight or flight, and you get the short breaths. That's why the longer, lower breaths are where you want to start. So how do I prepare for Bufo? Slowing your breathing down. Inhaling slow, exhaling slow. Then go slower on the next breath and slower on the next breath. That fills the body with serotonin. Serotonin makes the body relax. Adrenaline makes you get hype. Bufo loves relaxing and chilling and playing with you and having fun like a kid. If you come in there with that tension though, he gonna see you right there at the door to stress that I'm the alpha here. I'm the alpha. I'm the God molecule. I'm in charge of this whole thing until it's over. And don't buck. And of course, jokers buck immediately. So why did I say I had to bring it to Atlanta? That's why I'm so thankful for Detroit, because all the women that were saying don't stop, make it stop, make it stop, when they finished at the end and started telling their story, they had something to do with an incompletion in their life, something that they didn't complete. So why are you not completing this thing? So I was just like, the most famous thing to do in Atlanta is quit or go somebody or change your number. So I was like, the dating scene is such trash. I need to bring Bufo to Atlanta. It was totally selfish reasons, totally 100. But I wanted to be at least somebody who was spiritual enough, or probably already doing mushrooms, who wanted to try a toad. And now you've broken this terrible habit of not finishing things. So when you fill out the form, it asks you why you want to do this. Nobody's ever put down because I have a habit of procrastinating and not finishing things. Nobody's ever put down I'm always quitting, but that's normally what it is. Everybody says, I want to find my purpose. I want to dig deeper into my ancestors. I want to get past this particular blockage. All those things can happen, but you can't quit. There's another practice that could get you to your ancestors, but you quit. There's another practice that could get Kundalini rising, but you quit. There's another thing that could get you to Master Mason or Master Eastern Star, but you quit. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So for me, the toad lets you tell on yourself. And so the gatekeepers, our job is to be able to relay that back to you from what we assessed, but in a strategic manner on helping assist you with your particular strategy. Because that's why I say come empty, leave full. You're gonna leave with an intention. Don't come in there with no intention. The toad don't care that because you ain't really that bright. You ain't that smart because you need me. That's how the toad looking at it. So yes, submit, surrender, let it go. Nothing that you got going on is that important. And if you need healing, the toad already knows because he entered into your lungs. He about to hit everything. Why did he come in through the lungs? Because the blood has to come through the lungs to get oxygen to go where? All over. Everywhere. So that's why you say, well, how can it reset 76 trillion cells? Because on every breath, you're renewing the cells. So you already took an inhale, then you compact it and let it sit, then you let it pop. Then let nature finish the rest. You have to keep breathing. Now, we prefer you breathe slow, but if you want to breathe fast, because you want to get more oxygen in fast, that's cool. But your adrenal glands are going to think you're in trouble, even though you're not. But since you started panting, your adrenal glands was like, somebody in trouble? Somebody, because that's why you can get hype. You can just fire breath and get. Fire breath is not appropriate for everything. That's why I be looking at the beginning practitioners like, some people need to calm down. Who doesn't have a lot of confidence? Okay, move on to this side. Who got too much confidence? Come over here. You take them to another room and show them how to calm down. You come over here and I'm going to get y'all hype as a motherfucker in a few seconds. They're going to be gone longer because the people need to calm down because they don't have that habit. You see what I'm saying? But the people who are over here, I can get them hype just by the adrenal's going to say, who called me? Who called me? But you want to look at Bufo as preparing a nice meal. When you get in your favorite food, do you get all hype and want to sit down? When I grab something out of here, you think I'm going to want to go crazy and, you know what I'm saying, and get all hype before I eat? No, I don't want my adrenals pumping while I'm trying to digest my food. I want to calm down. So the breathing brings serotonin into the body. Will you have a breakthrough if you relax? Yes. Is it the silver bullet? No. But it's the beginning of your opportunity, the greatest opportunity I feel that people have had to have for the deepest amount of traumas that we're suffering from right now is Bufo for me. And now, don't come get Bufo because you heard it only lasts 20 minutes. Okay? It lasts 20 minutes on the outside. Okay? Last 20 minutes on the outside, not the inside. We ain't calculated how long it's lasting on the inside yet. We're not sure. He's still on his now, okay? From 2019. I'm still on mine from 2019. When you add you a little something on there or whatever, it's going to enhance your practices. Especially if you choose to say, I'm committed to staying in what the intention is. That was revealed to me. Intentions are hidden. You don't just get to go in there and set them like you know so much. If you knew so much, you would need to set no intention. Yeah, come empty, leave full. That's why the reflectors run shit. Y'all supposed to run the world. The most dangerous, y'all really do run the matrix. My man Bill Wan said the most dangerous person in the world is a woke reflector. Because when y'all wake up, the machine sends an alarm off that one of y'all got away. It let a generator get away. What do you? It'll let a projector get away. We don't want him to get away, but they need you damn holding the whole thing, directing the whole situation. So you even listening to this conversation, there's some mad. So the program is messing up. You creating a glitch in the matrix for the good side. Yeah, Mr. Smith is riding up down the sidewalk. It's around here somewhere. Yes. Pick up the phone. Yeah. So, yeah, I know now somebody's want to send me a message like, where's the lecture? On the flyer that I sent you with the address, the one that we're about to be over. It's lovely. Who got questions? Because my story has ran over. And he said 8:30, we don't want to stay too much longer. So what kind of questions you got, man? You kind of questions what? Or what was your big takeaway?
No, what I'm doing a lot of it is just kind of reflecting on the recent experience I had. Like I just did psilocybin.
Hey. How many grams?
So a lot of what you're saying resonates like deep.
How many grams did you take?
30.
30?
No, I'm sorry. No, we did 15.
15?
The first time you took
Dry grams, 15
No,
dry?
like grams, I think.
Wait, what?
Yeah, everyone here is like, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, go to the notes.
Yeah. Math ain't math.
Yeah.
Right.
Both of them answers. Wait, what?
Yeah. 3 grams? Yeah, we can definitely see that. And if it was 30, we want to know who did that to you. We're going over there right now. We're going over there right now. And what technique did you use to get all that down?
Just relax. But it wasn't.
Was it more than a handful?
No, that's what the group did. The group did.
Total.
Yeah.
How many was in the group?
It was 30 was there.
You dirty. You dirty. Boy, he dirty. He's really dirty. Yeah, that was foul what he just said. A gram apiece.
It was like 15 there.
Huh?
It was like 10
Well, I think it was 12 actually.
So setting out did about 3.
I think it was 12.
Okay.
I can't.
Everybody doing like a little 2-5.
About that, it was about 10, 12.
Yeah.
Y'all did about 3 grams each.
Yes, somewhere between. Yes, which is excellent. We applaud all psilocybin intake. Yes, all of it.
But everything that you said, particularly about the after effects, like the shit is, man, like I explained to people, like walk down the street, feel like I'm 9 feet tall, like just.
You might be in one of these dimensions.
You can't tell me I'm not.
Right.
That's right.
Right? It's just like I'm not concerned about anything. It's hard to
explain freedom. It's hard to explain freedom.
And it's funny because me and him have had these guys
That's
some
why
arguments
I'm
before,
over
and they
so many things right now. I don't know if
we
I'm mad
so
or
like, no, you
that's
gotta
what's up.
explain it to me. How does that work? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But now I know what you mean.
No,
It's very difficult to articulate. So
right.
if you haven't been there, you just don't know. And to your point, it's like it's different for everybody. Because even as I'm observing, because it was a group session, I'm observing other people. And I know I'm not experiencing what she is.
That's right. That's right.
Whatever they're going through, I understand.
That's
I don't
right.
know what it is, but I understand.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's incredible, man.
That's why it's important to have community. You know what I'm saying? Have community of folks you could talk to. So, what was your takeaway from this, John? Or do you have a question?
I was gonna say like after it, because my thing is that I really don't have a community. Like I come home and no one around me is doing anything like this. I'm the only one doing anything like this. And some of my friends either call me crazy or they just want me to tell them everything and without them taking the dose, So it's like post-integration is what I want to know how to do that right. If I'm all alone, I don't really have much of a community.
Two things on post-integration. One, when you get your condo approach manual, that's gonna like take 80% of the workload down. But to communicate with other people, you could stay on me. One thing you could do is stay on me to create an integration day. Because I'm going to be doing it. I want to do an integration day on Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday or Thursdays, just have like a 1-hour integration for people who've done medicine, period. You know what I'm saying? 2 grams, Bufo, 22 grams, mescaline, whatever. Just come in so you can hear stories if you don't want to contribute, but not necessarily trip reports. Okay? There's a difference between trip report. You told me what happened. No, tell me what came up that we need to get past. Right. It's cool that it was the most beautiful thing that happened to you in your life. But if it's 12 of us in the room and each of us going to try to outcompete somebody on how much it was the most beautiful, tell me, yo, I took 2 grams of mushrooms, I took the Bufo, it's been 6 days, and this is what I'm struggling with. That's integration. Right. You're supposed to run into something and be like, the fuck? Yeah. You're supposed to have some kind of realization and be like, that's where you need integration at. Now with Bufo, it's the most, in my case, right, my scene, it's the most unpredictable because you don't know when that you're going to need that conversation. I've seen people go like 3 weeks and then next thing they'll be like, hey, and then I've seen people be like 2 days later, like, I couldn't sleep last night. I ain't slept in 2 days. Night terrors. So what do you do about night terrors? What do you do about the sweats? But what did you do? And then the other thing is, somebody's like, I heard you say night terrors. I heard night terrors. Don't try to project that on yourself, though. Just because they're in the super minute, out of 250 night terrors, 4 people. And they had some other shit going on.
That's right.
They had some other
shows
shit.
you the deeper integration and focus on your life that you need. It's bringing those things back up for you. You ain't scared of the Bufo. You're scared that the Bufo is showing you the problems you're having. Pardon me,
We don't want to tell the truth. That's the problem. We don't want to tell the truth about our number one disease is telling everybody I'm good. I'm good. You're not. No, you're not, dog. Okay, take some of this Bufo. Shouldn't be a problem.
If you do.
It should not be a problem. As a matter of fact, you're going to be the one to come back and say, man, shit, what you talking about, man? Yeah, same thing as a lollipop. Well, guess what? Ain't nobody said that. Ain't no video on YouTube that said it's respect everywhere, even from the worst trips. Also, there's no such thing as a bad trip. Your sitter didn't get you prepared. I put everything on that on your sitter or you being hard-headed. If I tell you, though, and then you be hard-headed, then that's on you. Don't try to put it on the Bufo or the mushrooms or nothing else. That's on you. And your sitter. What about a bad... If I had $1 for how many times somebody was asking, what are you doing? It's a bad trip. My answer is I want $2 for my answer. I ain't had none. All I have is great times. And I got a whole iPad full of them.
So that's one of my takeaways too. What I experienced, I could imagine someone who was overcome with fear not having a great experience. Like if you can't let it go and just let the medicine do what the medicine is going to do.
And one thing we don't do is we don't touch you. We're not here to ground you. Have this experience. We're gonna protect your body. It's gonna be in one piece when you get back. But we will not come over there and comfort you and hug you and tell you it's gonna be okay. I tell you that shit when you sober. You know what I'm saying? I should tell you that when you sober. But right now,
We'll see. That's what you see. I ain't gonna tell you it's all right. It might not be.
it might not be. And see but when you get back, we got cushion coffee, we got tea, we got donuts, shrimp tacos. We can do a whole bunch of things after it's over. But don't interfere. You know what I'm saying? Don't interfere. Don't interfere. He was asking me last night. Somebody was like talking about, he did such and such during ceremony. I already know it ain't true. Because I don't get involved. I'm watching. I'm very present, but I'm not finna come in there with you. That's you, dog, by yourself. You paid for not just the medicine, not just my expertise. You also paid for privacy. We're not doing no Bufo in no group setting. Go and get somewhere. I don't know what that is about. Well, I do know what it is about. They want to get all the money at one time. So I'll get in the circle now and have this ready. I don't know how you can even, but the reason they can coordinate it is because they're giving out lower doses. I'm gonna just spill the beans. These people that's giving out like 15 milligrams, 20 milligrams, 30 milligrams, they still charging you 500. Still charging you 1,000. Wait a minute. You giving me less work and charge me same price, and I get less experience, and then you tell me that was good enough? And then what they started doing when they heard Dr. Jerry was serving 100, they started calling him irresponsible because he was pulling the veil all the way back. So the people who have a bad trip, they didn't want to see behind the veil. They wanted to come to see Jerry. The worst thing that ever made him mad was when after he finished, somebody turn over and look and say, how did I do? He would be so upset. You told me you done flew all the way from England to come to San Francisco to do Bufo, pay $1,000, and you want me to judge you on how you did? You came here to perform? I've seen that. If I said to me, if you got that kind of money to waste it, then okay. But dag, dog, You did all this because you wanted somebody to like judge you. You supposed to let all that shit go while you was in the thing. I've seen people not follow the instructions at all. I'll tell you about the dude we know he didn't hit it. He was just writhing on the floor, faking from like he looked like he had watched a combination of YouTube videos and had put all of them together because nothing was happening. Then we called him. Okay, start over. We were arriving a little late because I'm riding with Jerry. We in LA. He outside already smoking a cigarette. I'm already like, what's going on? You pacing him down, keep calling us. Then when it's his turn to go in there, we show him like 6, 7 times how to do it, how to breathe on the empty pipe. You ready? Yes. Okay. Bring in the real pipe. Falls back. So me and Jerry is almost mentally like nothing is about to happen here, right? So he lays back. He's waiting to go somewhere. And he's waiting, Ghost. I deem he's waiting. And then all of a sudden, because I'm looking at him waiting to be like, you might as well just get up. I don't say nothing because I don't know. But I do know what this is. One eye opens up and he looked back at me. What are you looking back at me for? I'm still sitting in the same place. I'm on the left side of the room. I'm the assistant. You know what I'm saying? And then the show started. This joker put on the worst acting show of rolling around and pretending that he was high on Bufo. It was pathetic. It wasn't disgusting. It was pathetic. It was disrespectful. It was all of that. You know what I'm saying? And you're showing for Jerry. But anyway, he gave us the most problem because he wanted to go again. And Jerry was like, it's going to be another 5. And it didn't work like that. So we don't do that. If you're in Atlanta, we got dates for Bufo before the 7th of November. So 3, 4, 5, 6 are the 4 days. We got Bufo in Atlanta if you want to do it. After that, after the 17th, we got all of November, all of December. Bufo you schedule. So you, other than me going to a town, you just want to come to Atlanta. Let's say you do Bufo tomorrow, you want to do it again. I've seen people go back to back with one person. And I've seen somebody do like space it out over the months. I got somebody coming tomorrow. He's been like 5 times. He's not going tomorrow, but he brought somebody. I do feel this is about love, black love specifically, because we're the most wounded and we need our hearts broken down. Doesn't mean that white people don't have problems with love, because ain't nobody showing nobody no love out here. But for right now, I want to do is all I can to tear down as many barriers to love in women's heart. And for men, I want us to see the picture so we can stop being, so the game can stop being ran on us so easily in every aspect. We get game run on us as men in every aspect. This right here wakens you up so you can have a real high level conversation. So I want to get 20 men who've done Bufo and like go to Puerto Rico for a weekend. And let's just come up with some strategy. You know what I'm saying? If it's all Bufo niggas in the room, I'm with whatever the strategy is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to talk to nobody and you give me no strategy and you ain't done no Bufo. Because you're going to give me some trauma-laden strategy. Now, you still could be I'm still dealing with trauma, but at least I know how to deal with the trauma and I can call it trauma. Somebody faking can just be like, I'm good, dog, I'm good. Then you mess up the whole plan because you're the one that want to tell on Harriet Tubman.